Hello guys, welcome to day 6 Python for Finance series, and in this lecture we are going to learn about an extended version of data type which I say as a data structures. So according to me, the following upcoming video will be more about data structure. I will be using a word data structure because I feel like this is one of the basic data structure, but few authors might say that these are also data type. Okay, so at the basic level or the exact context, consider it as a data type, but the logic behind me saying it is data structure. So basically let me define what is list. List is also a kind of sequence. Okay. Oh, if you remember, I defined string is a sequence of characters. Similarly, list are sequence of datas, or you can say values. Values will be the most accurate word to say, and the data types of these values can be any type. Okay, so they can be any types of data stored in list. Sometimes this value in list is often called as elements and items. So similarly with list, in the upcoming lectures I will be covering tuples and dictionary as well. Elements or items are also present in tuples. So let me explain why I call this as a data structure and not data type. So if you remember in Excel, Excel stores the data in tabular format, rows and column. So that is data structure. And in data structure, we can store various data types. For example, you might store numbers in a contact number, age, contains column age contains numbers which is integers, name contains strings. So in one table we can find multiple data types stored. Similarly, as the in the eighth line it says, in list there can be any types of data stored. So in Python it can be string, it can be integer, it can be float, it can be none, it can be data frame. Data frame is nothing but a tabular format of representing data. Okay, so it can be list of list as well, means list can store list within itself. So this is the reason why I say list is not a data type, but it is a extended version and comes under the class of data structure. Okay, and in string, like string is a data structure, not data structure, it is a data type. Why? Because it stores only a one similar data types, that is characters. Similarly, integer also I consider as a data types, but data types like list, tuples and dictionary I never consider it as a data type. I consider it as data structure. Okay, so at the base level it is data type, but I say it as data structure. Now let's understand how to identify whether a data structure or a data type is list or not. So the identification in line number 12 says that items are between this square bracket opening and closing. So the indication of list is nothing but opening square bracket and closing square bracket. How to define or store a list as a value in variable? The steps are similar as we used to define variables for string and integers. First we need to define variables, then assign values. So here the values are nothing but list that contain different values, or you can say items as well. Okay, so value 1, value 2, value 3. So yes, this value can be anything, like you can say value 1 can be a data type of string, value 2 can be a data type of integer, value 3 can be a data type of float, or value 4 can be a data type of list as well. Okay, so in this manner we define list. Let me explain you like by coding. I'm just going to copy and paste it so that it can create a sense of clarity that how we can store list in a variable. Fruits. So here I have defined the variable and let's store list. Okay, so till this we have stored an empty list in a variable named fruit. Now let's say we want to have some fruits in this list: orange, apple, banana, kiwi. Okay, so inside this list I am storing multiple string. So that's why I have named this as list of string, or for a better understanding in the domain specific, let's say there is a vegetable vendor or a person going to purchase an uh, fruits, not vegetable vendor, basically fruit. So he will carry this list of fruit. Okay, so this makes sense. List of string basically a technical way of saying that the variable contain a list which stores different data types. And for better understanding, we can say it is a list of fruits. So in similar manner, I have also defined id. Same id underscore number. I have defined the variable now store list. This is the empty list which I have stored in the variable id name in line number 18, and now pass 1, 2, 3, 4. These are list of id numbers. Okay, so I have mentioned over here this is list of int, for a layman way of saying that list of IDs. Now let me print this both data variables and also the types of data that this variable store. So together in the output I am going to show you. See, the output shows that list of orange, list of IDs, and the data type of this fruit where we have mentioned this. Data type of this fruit is list. Now let's take an example of comb list which stores combination of various data type. So in line number 23 I have defined an example of list and stored a list which contain various data, which includes data type of string, integer, fruit, not fruit, basically float, boolean, and none type. Okay, so let me print this list again and also print type of this example list. Let me comment out the previous outputs. See, it shows us the output in a similar manner the way we have stored the list in the console, in the code, and in output it is showing the same thing which we have stored, and the data type is list. Now one more thing I want to show you. Let's say we want to check the data type which the list has stored within itself. For that purpose, I will use print. This time I will be using index method to take an index and get the type of that particular item stored inside this example list. So for extracting any variables, we will be using square bracket operator, and inside this square bracket I will be passing index number. So let's say I want to check the data type of an index present in the -2 index position. So -2 because we are going from left hand side, not left hand side, right hand side to left hand side. Okay, so I am passing it over here -2. See what it says. The data type of -2 position is boolean and the output is false. So basically I have stored the false over here. I will cover it once again in this lecture while I will be explaining index and slicing. Okay, so this is for just for proving you that I have stored boolean. Yes, it is by seeing naked it is proved that the data type is bool. But is there any changes once we have storing this data inside the list? See, there is no changes in the individual data types. Like I have stored string over here, then it will print the data type as string. Int over here, then it will throw int, and float over here, then it will throw float. Once again, I will cover up this at the by the end of this lecture. So in this way, we can store different types of data types in a list. That's why I say this as data structure. So now let's take an example. What is its implementation in finance? So you might be aware about that we might be making some series of investments, or we might receive a series of cash flows from a particular asset. In that case, we can use list. Okay. So here in line number 13, I have defined a cash flow, or for a better understanding, let me say I am going to invest annuity which is indicated by PMT, payment. Okay, so PMT is a better thing, like we are going to make an 100 rupees SIP, you can say, for of next 5 year yearly SIP. So you can see that the number of 100 present is nothing but total number is 5. So you can use in this manner. You can also store a revenue. Let's say you are projecting some revenue or doing analysis in a financial domain regarding revenue, then you can store the revenue in this particular structure. Actual this is just a hard code structure, but in a real world you will get a dynamic, like it might change frequently. Okay, so we will be covering that in upcoming lectures in project part. Also you can store yield curve. So yield curve are nothing but it shows the yield of a bond across different maturity. So you can store that. So here you can say that a bond with 1 year maturity has a rate of 10%. Bond with 2 year maturity has a rate of 11%. Bond with 3 year maturity has a rate of 11.05%. Okay, so these are the few example. If you think there is other implementation of list in finance, then please make sure to comment on the on this video, so that also others can get an idea what are the other implementation, and also it will give me a sense like how much you are going through these lectures. Okay, so it will give me an idea like whether my audience are properly able to understand or not. In case if you don't understand, make sure to comment the concept that I am explaining with the timeline. Okay, like let's say I have explained you about let's say I am explaining you about the list, and it's their timeline is around say 3 minutes. So you can mention 3 minutes list topic. I am not able to understand. Okay, so let's begin. Continue with this lecture. Index. So in string we have understood index. Similar logic can be implemented over here as well. But there is one catch over here which you will find exciting. Let's say in string what we used to do, variable dot index. This kind of code we used to do. In list the code is same, but the catch that I want to show you is this part which I haven't explained till yet. Once you type this dot, you will get the list of methods. Yes, the index which I was explaining you, it was for a simplicity. I mentioned it as a function, but it is not a function, it is method. Okay, so how it is indicated whether it is a method or a function? So see, if I am typing over here dot, we are getting list of functions which I used to call function, but on the corner on the left hand side of that function we can get to see a m symbol, which indicates that bro this is method. Okay, so there are number of methods available. We are going to cover one by one whichever is required and then move on. Okay, so as of now I am explaining you about index. So let's begin with index, and let's say I want to find the index for apple. So we need to find that entire string as an apple, and let's check whether the output is showing the apple's index or not. But before executing this file, let me check what the index should the output throw. So orange is in second position. My bad. Orange is in zeroth position. Apple is in first position. So index number, the output should be 1. See, in the output it is showing us 1. But what if I change this uppercase A to a lowercase a? Will it give us the same result? Let's see. So the output is throwing us an error which says a value error, apple is not in list. So basically this means the value which are trying to find is not present in list. But you will say like, bro, apple is, I have passed apple and also apple is present in the list, but why it is throwing the error? The reason behind this is any programming language is case sensitive. Okay, so basically what does case sensitive means? For example, we may consider small lowercase a and capitalize a as a, but programming language consider these two as a different characters, as a different entity. So that's why it is throwing an error. So let me correct this code and keep it for your reference. Okay, so the output and its error I have kept over here in line number 41 and 42. If you want, you can go through it. Now, let's understand slicing. Slicing, the way we have used in string in the with the help of square bracket operator. Similarly, we will be using that in this list data type as well for slicing. Okay, and yes, if you are not aware about what is slicing, what is index, make sure that you go through the revision lectures that I have posted before this lecture, whose link you will get on the right hand side top corner of this screen on the I button. Please make sure that you go to through that video to understand what is slicing and what is indexing. Okay, so for the purpose of this lecture, I have defined a numbers as a variable and stored a list of number which starts from 0 up to 15. So basically you will notice this time the as index number starts from 0. So for simplicity I have started from 0. If I change it to 1, now in 0th position there will be 1. But if I put this 0 and separate it by comma, now this time 0 is in 0th position, 1 is in first position. So I will show you what will be the difference. So let me execute this code. See, it is throwing the list in the output and also 10 in the output. So basically what I did is I have extracted a specific items with by defining a specific index number or the position. So in 10th position, not position, basically in 10th index number 10 is present. So that is why it is showing me the 10. But now if I remove this 0, and re-execute this file. This time in output it will throw me 11. Why? Because 0th position or index 1 is present, 0th position, first position or index 2 is present, and so on. So in 10th position 11 is present. So this was slicing and extracting specific items from list. Now let's understand, what if we want to extract items in a range of specific index number. So for that purpose again we will be using square bracket operator. Inside that I will pass from which index number I want to print in the console. And yes, I am here directly printing this number, these variables output. You can also store in variables in this manner as I shown you in the line number 52. You can store it. Okay. So again let me re-explain you. I will use number variable, use square bracket operator, then I will pass from which index position I want to print or store the value in this new variable. So basically instead of printing I am storing this in new variable, and let me remove this and print this new variable so that you can understand how we can store items extracted from a particular index, or you can say the original index, into another variable. So from 1 I want to print up to 10. Okay, so up to 10 I have mentioned over here, up to plus 1. I will explain why I have mentioned it 1. So as you know that I have started this from 0, so there is no need, like we want to print 10 as well, so there is no need to mention plus 1. I will remove this 0 and then re-explain you why this plus 1 is needed. Okay, basically the explanation is needed. See, I wanted to print number from 1 up to 10 including 10. So that's why I need to pass one additional index like 10 plus 1, which is equal to 11, or you can also directly pass 11 as well, and then re-execute. See, the output says 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So this is the list of numbers from 1 to 10. What if I want to print up to 11? And yes, you can try with the different numbers to get a better understanding. I have tried from 1 to 11, you try from 2 to 11, 2 to 15, 2 to 16, and something like that. And then let me explain you, what if we want to print a list of number that starts from index 0 up to 11. For that purpose we will be using again the same logic, number underscore square bracket operator. This number is nothing but a variable, don't get confused. Number underscore square bracket open, square bracket close. Inside this square bracket I need to pass colon. On the right hand side of the colon, left hand side of the colon, I will pass nothing, and on the right hand side of the colon I will pass 11, because we need to print up to 10, which is present over here, up to 10 including 10 in the console. We are going to print it in the console. So see, from 0 to 10 it is printing out. Let's say, what if I want to print from 10 including 10 up to end? So again in this time we are going to uh, keep blank the value on the right hand side of this colon, be inside this square bracket operator. and because we want to start from the 10th index, we are passing the 10 as a index number. See, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so this was the slicing part, which I have basically slicing part I have covered. This was to explain we can do slicing and indexing in list as well. Now, one more thing. List and string both are sequence, but there is also additional difference. Other than I explain you why they are different, different in sense of data structure. There is one more additional property which makes string as a different from list. So basically, lists are immutable, and my bad, strings are immutable, lists are mutable. What this mean? I might have touched lightly upon this concept, but the actual understanding of mutable and immutable, that is going to be clear in this lecture. Let's say fruit is sequence of characters. In line number 65, fruit name is a sequence of characters which stores basically a word, that is apple. Okay, so let me try to change the apple as MPPLE. Is that possible? Let's see. So I'm uncommenting this line number 66, and let's try to print it as well. See what is it is saying. String object do not support assignment operator. Okay, so it is nothing but saying that you cannot change the characters present in a fruit name variable. Okay, so this is not possible. What are the alternative? What if we want to do? What if we want to do a changes? Let's say um, I want to replace a with m. So it is possible in string, like use the variable, then take a dot and get the replace method. Here I am going to pass a and replace a with m. So let's see what it's throw. Okay, let's see whether it has changed or not. Let's say like what I my desired output is MPPLE. Is it possible? No. See, I am printing the fruit name. It is throwing us apple, not MPPLE. Okay. So what this thing we have done over here? So what it is doing, that it is taking the value that we have stored in the variable named fruit name and creating a new value, and this value is needed to be stored in a variable. Okay, so replace method does not make any changes to the original data. Our original data is stored in fruit name. Instead, it creates a new data. Okay, now let me print new data. See, apple and memple is printed. So the key point is over here is, if we make if we may try to change the original data with the help of replace method in string, which is an immutable, it will not make any changes in the original data. But in case of list, it is different. Let me explain you. Okay, let me keep this in the output so that it is easy to understand. So we have used a code which is similar to this. What it is saying, that list, basically we are using index number to replace the character stored in the particular index with some other string. Okay, the same thing, I will same kind of analogy I am going to use with the fruits. Okay, so you can see over here I have used the variable and passed index 2. So basically I am going to replace banana with a different varieties of apple, that is apple 2, and let's see what is going to happen. See, the original data was fruits which contain banana, and once I have replaced this banana with apple with the use of indexing concept, it replaced banana with apple too. Okay, so this is the concept of mutable and immutable data structures. With a mutable characters allowed us to make changes in the original data and stored it in the same variable itself. But the data which are immutable, they in order to make changes, it creates a new value and store it in a new variable. So that is it regarding mutable and immutable. And let's go through the other methods present in this list. For a time being, I am going to define a country variable which says a list of country: India, Japan, Russia, Argentina, UK, USA. Okay, so let's see what are the other things present in this list. Other things, basically I represent methods present within list. So I will click country, and yes, this time I am going to store in a new variable whenever it is required. I will type country, then provide a dot. It's the first method that we can see is copy. So I will type copy. What is does? See, okay, let me comment it out. It is just throwing a same list of countries that I have mentioned in the variable country. Okay, what if I am going to pass country? The output will be same, but let's say dot 0 is equal to, let's say, Bharat, and let me now print the country, copy country and country as well. What it did is it replaced the India in the original variable as well. See, country, it should print India, but it is not printing India, it is printing Bharat. And actually we have made the changes in the copy country. So this copy method help us to make changes in the original data. So the original data is present in line number 82 and the copy of that data is present in line number 83. Now let's see how will be the output when we have used the copy method. See, this time I have printed first as a copy Bharat, copy country, and you can see that the original data is as it is. It contains India. It throws output of India as well. So this is the way advantage of using copy instead of just passing the original variable itself. Okay, so let me comment it out. Now let's see what are the other methods present. So here I have discussed you with copy method, and now index we have already discussed count. So what is count? This method is used to count if there is any recurring values or items present in the particular list or not. Okay, so as you can see, I have placed India in the last two position as well. So basically, total three Indias are there. Let me pass string. What we are going to count? We are going to count the number of India present in that country list. And also let me print it out. See, it is throwing 3. What if I type US? US, US, US. US is not present in this list. Okay, so it will count 0. Why? Why? Because US is present, not United States. It is United States of America. So let me pass United States of America, USA. Now it is showing us 1. So basically there is only one USA in this list. Now let's see what are the other methods present. Pop. What does pop do? Let's see. Let's see. I want to pop India. So it is throwing an error. It says type error. String object cannot be interpreted as integer. So basically I have passed a wrong variable over here. Pop. What is the purpose of the pop? You will come to know after this explanation. Let's say 1. What is present in 1st position? Index number Japan. Let us pop the Japan. So in the output you can see Japan has been removed. So you can say removing items from list with the help of index number. Again, let's try with -1 because there is 2 India, 3 India. Now it is 2. India 1, India 2. What if I copy and paste it? Now it is only 1 India. So what does happen over here? First it removed the India present in the last position. Then the list was restricted up to this India. And again we have popped one more index number with -1. This time the highlighted portion was checked by the Python and removed this India as well. And then kept rest all as it is. I am commenting it out. Let's see what are the other things present. Okay, we have covered copy, we have covered pop, we have covered count, we have covered index. Let's see what is append. Let's say these are the list of countries, and now we want to add one more country. So for the purpose of adding one more country, we use append and put over here as Nepal. And let me print this country. In the output you will find one more country has been added, which is Nepal, but the original one contain up to US. So see, this is not making any changes in the original data. By the original data I mean this one, where what we have defined over here. It will just throw an output that you have added one more data in a data structure. So this was append. The purpose of append is used to add items. Let's see what are the other things require present in this list function. Clear. What this clear will do? So the output will explain you what the clear will do. See, the output is showing us an empty list. So basically this means clear will delete each and every items present in index. My bad, present in list. We have covered copy, cleared, append, pop, count, index, extend. This is one of the best way. Like, let's say you want to combine this country list, let's say, with fruits. Okay, so there is a way we can use like country dot append apple, country dot append orange, country dot append banana, country dot append kiwi. But the best way of doing that thing with a multiple data that you want to add is extend with fruits. Okay, so let me go you through this its documentation how extend is works. So basically the documentation is a bit confusing, I know. So extend list by appending elements from iterables. What is iterables? I am going to explain in the upcoming lectures. As of now, you keep do remember that if we want to use extend function, okay, first I am using fruits and let me print it out. Country name. See, orange, apple, apple, kiwi has been added to the country list. Let's see, is it possible to extend with the help of string? Let's see, it is possible, hopefully, but there is a catch. What it does is it splitted the individual character into a different items of list. So this is a disadvantage of using string in extend. Instead you can use tuple. Okay, tuple is also giving a similar output. Now it is, well, I have passed the tuple. So basically I haven't used the comma that time, that's why it was considering it as a string. If I remove this comma, then it will say it considered as a string. If I add this comma, it considered it as a tuple, and tuple also contain items. So item 1 is added in this list. So for simplicity, make sure whenever you are going to pass anything inside extend, the data structure should be of list type or a tuple type. But in tuple, there should be, if there is one element, then make sure that that element should have comma as well. This was extend country dot insert. We have used append, we have used extend to add elements. Now what is this insert? How does this work? So let's see. Let me bring that country list of country near to our last line. In zeroth position, you can see India is present. In first position, you can see Japan is present. So let me use the insert method and let me check the insert. Okay, what it says that return first index of a value. Raise error if it is not present. Okay, I have used index over here. I wanted to use insert. So what it says that this method inserts an object before the index. How this will work? So what are the parameter it takes? It is it mentioned? No, it is not mentioned. So let me pass the index number 1 and pass a random object. Okay, the error is not thrown in the console. See what it did is the Japan was in first position, but before first position, it inserted a random country name. So between this India and Japan, there came random. Now, if you are going to check the index of Japan, how it will look. So let me print it before inserting the random and then after. See, now the Japan is in second position and the first position was taken over by random. Initially it was in first position. So in this manner, we can insert items in a specific index position. Now let's say what is remove. As you know that we have used pop to remove items from list. Similarly, remove can be used to remove items from list. But in this case, we are going to pass the item, let's say UK, we are going to remove instead of passing the index number. See, UK has been removed. In pop, we have to mention the index number, but in remove, we can just pass the value, or you can say the name of the country that we want to remove, or name of the object that we want to remove. So these are nothing but we are passing the items which we are going to remove from the list. Now only two methods are remaining. One is reverse, another is short. I will cover the short after covering this reverse. So remember the sequence: India, Japan, Russia, Argentina, UK, USA. What will happen if I use this reverse method? See, the original sequence was first India, but what we did, we are reading this now in a reverse manner from USA, UK, Argentina, Russia, Japan, India. So reverse just flip the positions of items in index. Then let me take you through the last one. For the purpose of that example, I am going to take these numbers and let me shuffle this number. Don't think about this two line of code. I am just trying to use a shortcut, and using this code I am pasting it over here so that I can explain you the remaining stuff. Printing this number gives the output as it is, the way I have stored over here, 409117. Let me use this number dot short. See, ascending order numbers are shown in the output. So that is it for the purpose of this lecture. We have completed the entire list concept in this video. Hope you like this video. Please do share, subscribe, and don't forget to comment in this video in case any concepts you are not able to understand, so that I can help you in getting clear it. Thank you.